What's up? Welcome to Mike's on
Welcome
the Mic.
back, Mike.
How you doing, man?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Excited. We got a good show for everybody today.
Yeah, a lot of good topics to talk about. Really excited to bring up some of this stuff and really dive into it.
Yeah. Before we get into that, how's your week been?
Oh, week's been good. It's that like you have dog days of summer. This is like the dog days of the holiday season
Man,
where
it's
you're
freaking cold outside.
Oh, it's brutally cold. But you're physically at work, but you might mentally not be there. That's kind of where I'm at. And there's still another week to go.
I'm so ready for a Christmas break. It's just counting the minutes down every day.
Yeah, my wallet's ready for a break too already. But
yeah, you got all them damn kids.
Yeah, they got expensive taste.
I like that jersey. I like that. That's sweet.
Oh, thank you. It's actually repping in the it's Stevie Y Winter Classic jersey. I figure, maybe with the red and you got red on too, maybe we can pump some life into these Red Wings.
That's right. Look, America.
I love it. That's a sweet hat. That's a really cool hat.
This was the 4th of July hat a couple years ago.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen you wear that one. So
I only bring it out around 4th of July, Memorial Day. It doesn't come out very often. So
all right. Oh, that's a good one.
Might as well rep it on the podcast,
Right. And what is that, a Louisville Slugger? Is that from the museum?
Yeah, it's from the museum, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So
nice.
All baseball today, which I'm pretty sure that's what we're gonna start out with.
Yeah. Well, how's your week going so far?
It's good, man. Same thing. It's cold. I don't want to be outside. But I mean, it's been good. I have no complaints for the week. Just trying to get to next Friday so I can be done for just about 2 weeks on Christmas break.
Right.
But yeah, work's slow. I mean, nobody's doing anything new, right? Everyone's already got a foot out the door. So
yeah, everybody's just counting the days.
For sure.
Yep.
All right.
We got some topics, right? What do we diving into today?
We got some baseball today. We got some football. We're going to do our power rankings. We have a special guest for our power rankings.
Yeah.
And then we have we're going to do our top 5 quarterbacks of our lifetime.
Yep.
Ish, something like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
But we're going to start. Let's get into baseball. Let's what do you want to start? You want to start with the Tigers or these national news?
Let's get into let's cap it off or end it with the Tigers. How about this? You want to start with this Soto deal?
It's absurd.
How are the Mets
absurd?
How are the Mets still doing this? They're still paying Bobby Bonilla, for God's sakes. Still paying Scherzer, Verlander, all these guys, and it's just. I know it's New York, but it's just like what in the.
I mean, how much money does his owner have?
It's crazy. I don't know much about him. He probably owns one of these Apple, Google companies. I'm sure.
The baseball team is like an eighth of his money or whatever.
Right. It's like his fantasy football team for us.
This Soto. It's just. I don't even know what to say. I'm at a loss for words. 7 to 15 years for $765 million. Nothing's deferred. It's if you break it down, I know that there's incentives and there's opt-outs and you can get into all this stuff, but it pretty much breaks down to $51 million a year. Are you out of your fucking mind? I mean, what baseball player? 15 years. He's 26 right now, so this is going to take him to 41. So my first thought is, all right, he is one of the best hitters in the league right now. Does he deserve $50 million a year? Sure, maybe, but only for what? The next 4 or 5 years?
Well, he's 26, right?
Yeah.
So 15 years. Okay,
41.
So I mean, but so in the next year he's gonna be 27, right? And 15 years, like what? That doesn't make any sense.
What are you going to be producing at $50 million a year at age 36 to 40?
Yeah.
Are you still going to be the top hitter in the league? No. And no offense, love the guy to death. There he is. Look at Miggy at the end of his career. Look at the contract trouble we got into with him.
Yeah.
And he was one of the greatest hitters of our time. And Soto, what?
Right.
I don't get it. Oh, he also got a $75 million signing bonus.
Signing bonus.
You just and he gets He gets a luxury suite for all home games and 4 premium seats for every home game.
Like, I mean, he couldn't have just afforded to pay for that out of his pocket.
Every other player
like,
has
really
to pay for the seats.
Negotiated?
Yeah.
Right.
He probably gets like a
let me ask you this really quick.
What's that?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go on. I'm just talking shit now.
How far away are we from a $1 billion deal? We're not that far, right? I mean, like,
and
we're not that far away.
Ohtani got $700 million, and at least I didn't even agree with the $700 million, but at least Ohtani also pitches. You pretty much signed 2 players, for one contract with Ohtani, and here's Soto, $765. This is where, and baseball is my sport, but this is where it's like this is out of control.
Yeah, you got to wonder if like one of these deals is eventually going to like literally sink a team. You know what I mean? And then the MLB is going to come in and have to bail out one of these teams, and then does MLB step in and like, okay, this enough's enough. We got to cap this. Like, you know what I mean? We got to do something. Like, it's just not. It's not right. It's not fair. I mean, you're really like the spectrum is just starting to spread and spread and spread between like what certain teams can afford compared to what other small markets can afford, and it's just. At some point, it's not going to be competitive. It's going to be like Division One in Division 1 AA football. It's just going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, and I think it's 9 out of the last 10 years. I think it was a top 5 payroll has won the World Series. So it's not even like you're getting to where like, and you'll get teams like the A's and Royals who kind of sneak in and have a good run. And I think the Royals were actually the one team that wasn't the top 5 out of the last 9 or 10 years that won the World Series. So I get it. You have to pay, but like, I don't know if a salary cap is the way to go. And if it is, you can make it extremely high.
Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't even know how that would work with the bargaining and the TV and just this and that. Like,
and how many World Series are you going to get with that spending that money? Right now, I said that about Ohtani. They already got one. I mean, they got it the first year. So I don't know. It's also the Mets. Like, they just kind of fall apart all the time.
Yeah, they just don't have a good track record of long-term success. I mean, they've tried and tried. I'll give them credit. They've tried.
Yeah.
But it just seems to really blow up in their face. I don't know. I still believe, like, I think there needs to be like a balance. Like, you still need to draft and develop and then, sign a few here and there to kind of supplement your team. But like, I guess if you can go out and buy your teams, I mean, our Red Wings did do it in 2002. It just, I don't know. I just think at some point it is going to sink a team.
And I'm not mad at Soto. I'm not mad at Soto at all. Get your money.
No,
man.
not at all.
All right, go get that money. Hell yeah. Dude, I'm not mad about that. It just seems ridiculous. To me, it's the long contracts. Like, you want to pay him $50 million a year, that's fine. If I was an owner, I'd be like, yeah, you're worth $50 million for the next 4 years.
Right.
So here's a 6-year contract, front loaded with all the money, and then we can talk money afterwards. Your last couple years are extending you, because I just can't see paying somebody $50 million a year and they're hitting their late 30s, 40 years old, and like, you really expect him to be producing 25, 30 home runs every single year, being the best player out there. It's just, and now you can't even go into a rebuild mode yet.
You're right.
You just got to ride this contract out. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I mean, he is a phenomenal baseball player, and you probably got. I mean, he's going to be 27 next year. You probably got 5, 6, 7 good years left with him.
Oh, absolutely.
And he does everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I get like having to pay somebody like that. It's just the like the terms and the duration is ridiculous. Essentially, it just seems like you're paying like his pension. You know what I mean? In a sense, just I don't know. It's crazy, but kudos to him. I did not expect him to go to the Mets. I really did not.
Oh, I can't believe that the Yankees couldn't compete with him.
Yeah. Did they just not want to?
I don't know what their offer was. I really don't. I mean, maybe it was like $725. I don't know,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, that's funny when you can make the Yankees buckle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I don't
Yeah.
know. So we'll keep an eye on that, see what happens with him. I just get your money. That's a crazy amount of time to pay.
Right. Well, and I think, going back to the Ohtani deal last year and then this one, okay, and Ohtani, you're kind of look like you said, you're like signing two players because he is an all-star caliber pitcher.
Yeah.
And like a Hall of Fame level hitter. And I don't know. What was Ohtani's deal? Was that a 10-year, 700 million? Is that what they got him for? I know it was 700 million, but I think it was 10 years, right?
I don't
70
remember
million.
what his was. It was something long like that.
Yeah, and Ohtani's a little bit older too, but I think let's segue this really, if you don't mind, with the Scooble talk.
Yeah.
If you're cool with that, unless you have more to add with the other stuff.
No.
Because I think the Tigers, if they are planning on signing Scooble, they better do it like now. Because as we see, the price just keeps going up and up and up.
Oh, yeah. And I know we have control over Scooble, and we could technically keep him for another 2 years and pay him at what he's at. But if he just won the Cy Young, okay?
Yeah.
Let's get this guy locked up. He needs to be a part of our team, right?
If he
is our new Verlander.
Yeah, if he has another year like that, like the price is just going to go up even more. And then, I don't think the duration would get any shorter. Like, he's still going to want certain long, and he's only going to get older.
Yeah.
So just lock him up now. Show the fans, too, that you're willing to spend. Like, I think us fans are looking at the Harris and Illich, like, please show us some signs that you're willing to, like, put money in this team. Because like you just said, with having a top payroll, you have to. Like, if you want to win, you have to be in the top half at least.
But here we are, and sign Scooble, but you're talking about want to spend money. They're in contention to go after Bregman, but we don't want to spend $200 million. I mean, I get it to an extent, but also, like, you have to spend some money if you want to get an all-star player.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't count on just filling your team with your draft picks and kids out of the minors or via trades. You have to sign a couple. You have to.
Yeah.
Like, it's just how it works. I mean, more power to you if you can develop, because you will save yourself money, but you do have to supplement with some studs. And then you have to pay the guys that you develop. Like, you have to show
eventually, yeah.
You have to prove and show that you can, like, hey, we're going to keep you. We're going to develop you, get you to where you want, make this work, and then we're going to pay you. Like, you deserve it. Like, look at the Lions. Look what the Lions did. The one thing that Scooble has been in town, you know what I mean? This is off season. He doesn't live here. He was at the Lions game last week, and he was at the the Wings game. So he's here for some reason. I'm hoping quietly, you know what I mean? That they're working on something.
They're trying to figure out a contract, get him locked up. I mean, it would just be smart. Give him what he wants, pretty much, right? I mean,
right. And you would think it would go hand in hand with them trying to sign Bregman if the Illich and Harris, I think they're smart, they're smart business people. So if I would imagine, they're probably trying to make this all work together.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's the case. But let me ask you, like, as far as bringing Bregman on, how do you feel about that? Where do you stand?
At first I wasn't quite sure. I didn't know if I wanted to spend the money, but when you're in the free agency, you're automatically overpaying for players. That's what the free agency is, right? That just happens. Yeah. So, and Houston offered him 156 over 6 years, and he did.
They did.
They did. And
I did not know that.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
So
wow,
he's looking for 200 over 6.
Okay.
So
okay.
I think we should offer him 200 over 6, and you add in, like, the last year, you put in some incentives, you add in some opt-outs, all that stuff. So you may not actually pay the full 200.
Okay.
But also, we don't have a third baseman. I mean, we were piecing it together all last year. He's a great player. He's a leader. He's a veteran. We have such a young team. We need a veteran player that has a skill set, not just a veteran, just not any old veteran. Right.
Right.
So I think we should go after him. I don't think you go above the 200 million. I think he's definitely going to help this team. I don't think we can
Yeah.
argue that. He will help us. He's not the last piece that we need to take us to a World Series, but he's definitely going to help us win a few more games, right? I mean,
Sure.
you're probably talking at least a 5+ WAR coming into next season,
Right.
right? So, yeah, I'd say go get Bregman. What are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I will be honest. I was like earlier in the year. I mean, you kind of look at the state of the Tigers, and then you kind of look at their track record with things, and you're like, no, that's just like that's just not even bother. And then all of a sudden, you look at like, okay, well, they have Jace Young coming up from Toledo. You know what I mean? He was having a great year in Toledo. They brought him up. He's technically listed as a third baseman right now. We drafted him as a second baseman. So you're thinking like, okay, this doesn't look like it makes sense. But now you start looking at like the writing on the wall, I think, for Torkelson. Like, I think this is Torkelson's last year. And then you have Colt Keith and Justin Henry Malloy starting to take reps at first. And then you have this kid we traded for last year with the Flaherty, that Thyron Lorenzo.
Yeah.
All the reports I'm reading, the kid is just mashing. What would that be? He's playing for, where's he at? West Michigan right now. So that's
Okay.
our high A baseball team.
Yeah.
And he's the first baseman and catcher. So you move Young. I keep calling him Young. You move Young back to second, where he actually won a Gold Glove in the minors there.
Oh, yeah.
And then you move Colt Keith to first, and then you bring Bregman in. I'm like, that makes sense. That really does.
Well, that does
Bregman's
make sense.
Glover. Yeah, he's a Gold Glover. The Tigers are very, very high on defense. And even Scott Harris said it, like, we need Torkelson to be better offensively and defensively. He said it openly. And so, like, I think this is it. Hopefully that lights a fire under Torque's ass and he produces. I like the kid. He seems like he has a good attitude.
I think Torque is
not, like it's something up here. You know what I mean?
I think Torque is done.
It's not trending very well. It's not. It really sucks.
It does suck because we had such high hopes for him. And Colt Keith, great hitter. He's not. He wasn't the best at second base last year. But
he became serviceable towards the end. Like him and Sweeney were working things out pretty good. But I think moving Young back to second and then Colt to first, and then you have Bregman at third. I mean, think about the lineup. Like you would have Meadows, who really came on strong, leading off.
Yeah,
probably Green, Bregman, Carpenter, Colt Keith that hitting fifth. I mean, if Torkelson figures it out, he hits sixth. Like that works. That'll work.
I don't know where Torkelson's going to fit in. He's not going to be our DH because that's Carpenter's position. And I think Carpenter is going to come in and be batting both left and right-handed hitters next year. I think we have no choice but to give him a little bit more. Sure, maybe not every single time, but he's going to be getting a couple more reps at hitting both-handed pitchers. Yeah. So I'm not sure where Torque really fits in, unfortunately.
That's true. Unless they keep they stick with Carpenter out in right field, and then have Green in left, and then Meadows in center. But then the thing is, you have Max Clark coming up. He's a stud outfielder. Yeah, he's going to push somebody out too. So yeah, I think you're probably right. Like the writing's on the wall for Torkelson. But yeah, I'm for them signing Bregman at this point.
Yeah,
now.
Let's go get him. Let's go get. I mean, that's what I'm not happy with the Tigers is this Alex Cobb signing.
That doesn't make any sense.
37 years old. Mm-hmm. Only pitched 3 regular season games last year, 2 in the playoffs. Got beat up in the playoffs pretty good by us.
Yeah. Yep.
But my first thought when I saw that, I said, here we go again. We're trading or not trading. We're signing guys that are older. They're not going to be part of this future. Was he going to hopefully be trade bait? Right? He's 37 years old. I mean, and $15 million.
Right. 1 year. He's just coming off hip surgery just over a year ago. And they were interviewing him too. And he said that he's still kind of doing some rehabbing for it. Like, I don't know, he called it a certain term, but he's still doing some, some work with that. Like, and even, okay, let's say he does come in and pitch really well next year. Like if you're a contender, right? and then you're like, okay, we need to add one starting pitcher. And then like, okay, well, Alex Cobb's available. Like, well, I ain't giving you guys shit for a 37-year-old pitcher who's coming off hip surgery, and like I'm gonna go look somewhere else. I'm like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Here's a couple peanuts, and
right,
and that's
some
all you're gonna get
cash considerations, and then probably some guy 20th or lower on their top prospect list. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense.
No.
$15 million, you could have allocated that towards this Bregman deal or worked that out with Skubal. I mean, I know they're trying to hope they can find lightning in a bottle because he does. Other than like this injury, he has been a good pitcher, but it's just like, come on.
I just don't think 15. If you wanted, hey, if they wanted to bring him on and give him $6 million, fine. It's not so much him. It's his age and it's the amount of money that we gave him. Right?
Yeah.
Now, especially when you look at why didn't we go back after Flaherty, 29 years old? Go give him $15 million. He could be a part of this team. Why didn't you go after Corbin Burns? Right. 30 years old.
Well, I think those guys are probably demanding way more than a 1-year deal. You know what I mean? We can get away with that because of Cobb's 37.
But that's fine. Give them the contract, multi-year contract, because I read today that the Tigers they're done going after their pitching. Okay, so you got Skubal. Forget Alex Cobb, right? Because we know, but say he's not here. You got Skubal, Reese Olson, right? We don't know if Job is going to be up here on opening day, okay? And then Casey Mize. Oh, and who knows what he's going to produce. So you have 2 starters that you can count on. Why are we not going to get another starter and pay him? I mean, I don't get it. Like, Scott Harris is relying on all these young guys, and I get we have prospects that are coming up that have talent that could get here. I don't think Job is ready.
I think they're counting on Job being ready, and I think they're going to give him, I don't want to say a long leash, but I think they're going to give him a chance, and if not, they'll send him back down to AAA to figure it out.
But even if Job is up here starting, he's going to be on a limited pitch count.
Right. Yes, that's true.
That's it. So I get Corbin Burns, Flaherty, Griffin Canning, all these young guys that they're at that point where they're looking for that longer contract. But why can't I said if you go back a couple podcasts ago, I said we need a third baseman. So let's sign Bregman, 200. Let's just say we give to him. Why can't we go give Flaherty or these other guys 4, 5, 6 years?
Oh no. We lost. Oh, you back?
Oh, yeah. Did you lose me?
I lost you for a second. We're good, though.
All right, we're good.
That happens.
Anyways, I don't know if anything got cut off or not, but the next guy pitching is they keep talking about this Roki Sasaki. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Oh, the international player?
23-year-old out of Japan. He makes sense, right? To bring him in. He would be part of the future. Right, 23 years old. Quickly, last year, 2.35 ERA, 1.03 WHIP. He only gave up 2 home runs all season long. Wow, to me that's crazy. 129 strikeouts to 32 walks. His he throws a fastball splitter and a curve, I think, or a slider, I think it was. But his fastball is tops at 102. So, and it averages about 98.8.
Wow.
Sounds like a stud to me. Let's get him.
Well, you know what else, too? Like, there's a good track record of those international Japanese players coming through and playing well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And if you could land someone like him and he works out, wow. Exactly. Like, that would be amazing. And just – I haven't watched him pitch. I don't know much about him. I've only heard the chatter.
Yeah, same here.
But the little those stats you're throwing. He's got 3 pitches. He's got velocity, and he doesn't give up home runs. Like that sounds good.
Yeah.
And you know what? Bring in Chris Fetter, who needs he deserves a shout out because he just won I think assistant of the year or something like that, or
nice
assistant coach of the year, which was really cool. So give him let Fetter get his hands on him and.
Yeah, he's doing good things. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see. We still got a lot more time. I mean, the winter meetings is just the beginning of an off season, pretty much, of signing players and making deals. So not mad that Alex Cobb's here. I don't like the fact that we gave him 15. Let's go get Bregman and let's go get this Sasaki guy, however you say his name, right? Bring him here. Let's go. We need some veterans and some starting pitching. Uh-oh. Hey, there you are. Lost you for a second.
Are we starting to get fuzzy with the Wi-Fi? Gotta love technology.
Got some technical difficulties. Oh, I know. Right? Hey, that last week everything worked out perfect.
Yeah.
Are you good?
Am I going blank?
No, you're good. I hear you.
I can hear you good. Yeah. It was a little hiccup there for a second, but I think we're good.
All right. Okay.
Everybody, the audience just has to take the ride with us. Just deal with it.
That's it. It's a ride. That's
appreciate you holding on.
Yeah. That's all I got for my baseball stuff. All my notes and stuff. I think we really got to see what the rest of this winter meetings plays out.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're not complaining come February when we didn't do anything.
Yeah, you know what? I would at least, because baseball fans are, especially around here, are kind of freaking out, like just anticipating the Tigers not, doing anything. I mean, obviously, I know there's not a much of a track record to speak of, but I think we need to be patient, and I think it's at least good to hear that the Tigers are involved in these talks and stuff. Yeah, like if it comes to like spring training and they didn't do anything else, then I think we have reasons to complain. But let's just hope that they build on last year's success and keep this train rolling, because they may have found something. So
I think so. Yeah. And we'll keep following what they do throughout these winter meetings, and it'll be probably a weekly conversation of if anything has been changed or any signings or whatever. So it's fun. I mean, I like talking baseball like this. We're already looking to next season. It's a good thing.
It's not that far away. With 3 months.
Yeah. All right. Should we get into some football?
Yeah, let's do it. You want to? How about we get back into that? You want to recap that Green Bay Lions game?
Well, yeah, you were there. Tell us about that.
Oh, great atmosphere. Good time, man.
Were you the guy in the blue shirt?
Yeah. I got my season tickets revoked. Yeah, that was LaFleur gave me a weird look. I just had to tell him what's up. Like, you don't come in here.
I figured that was you. I knew Cuz was out there causing trouble.
Yeah, he's just a little guy. I got him. I'll take him. And if not, Dan Campbell's got my back.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, no, that was I heard about that after the game, and I was just like, come on, man, really? Like just you're on the field with your flag, like just do your job and get out of there. Like, you don't really need to cause a scene, dude.
Yeah.
Give us a back. But
was it as stressful there as it was for the rest of us here?
A little bit, for some reason, I did feel confident the Lions were going to pull it off. The only time I got really scared was that fourth down at the end of the game where like 40 seconds left. Like I was just kind of looking around. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, just kick the field goal. But it worked out, even with freaking Jared Goff tripping on his guard's leg.
Yeah, that scared the hell out of me when I saw that happen. And I think
because I couldn't remember, like, I guess in that sense, even if like a Green Bay Packer gets his leg on Goff, he's touching him somehow, he's down.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could just be something freaky like that. You just see him go down and you're like, oh my God, he's down.
Yeah.
Without really knowing what's going on, and or a fumble or just Murphy's Law, whatever. It was scary.
But I know I heard that I heard the offense wanted to go for it. They were telling Campbell, yeah, we're going to go for this. We're not kicking a field goal. That's too much time to leave on the clock.
Yeah.
We've seen that happen a couple of times this year, and to us multiple times over our lifetime of 40 seconds. That's enough time to come down and score.
That's plenty. So yeah, we've seen it.
I'm all in on this ride, right? I don't care. I understand. I didn't necessarily 100% agree with it. Wasn't completely opposed to it. I'm just along for the ride. Campbell's going to do what Campbell's going to do. We're going to get into some of that criticism about Campbell in a minute, but hey, a win is a win. We got it done. Swept the series with Green Bay.
Yeah, that was a big game because that was a knockout blow to the Green Bay. Like I know, where they were 9-3, they were still kind of in the hunt for the division. That was a knockout blow. Like no, that's it.
I mean, we took away the division from them. We took away any shot at a number 1 seed. Right. Not that they were really going to get the number 1 seed, but I mean, it's out of reach for them. Right. So, another team checked off that not going to get in our way.
Well, think about it. If the Packers would have won that game, that would have been what 10-3. We're 11-2. Like, I think your even series is tied. Like a couple games, and they have the division.
And I'm not 100% sure on this because I'm not sure how. Well, I think that would have put us at the two seed. Because Philly beat Green Bay. So the only thing that I don't understand about, I get the head-to-head matchup, but if it's common opponents, right? Because that's probably what if we were to lose, it would come down to common opponents. But we both beat Green Bay, but we also lost to Green Bay. So does that negate our one win and gives Philly the advantage?
Maybe that's an interesting point. Yeah,
I don't know what I'm saying. Because we have to play them twice.
I know that's one of the metrics.
Yeah,
I think the strength of schedule get involved in there. Some that's probably maybe further down the line.
Yeah, that's if we end up with end up with a tie. It's head to head, which we're not playing them. Common opponents.
Okay.
I think conference, and then conference record, and then strength of victories, which, I think we would take all of them as of right now. But hey, we got one game up, so we're not even to that point yet.
Yeah. No, that was a huge game, and the Lions just find ways to win. You know what I mean? Completely depleted on the defense, and when McNeil, I think had a sack real early in that game. Or no, it was Zadarius did.
Yeah,
but McNeil was a big part of that. And when he was in the game for those few snaps, they were getting pressure up the middle, and as soon as he went out, Green Bay started running the ball. They were having a lot of success.
Hey, and I give hats off to these guys who were pulling off the streets to come in, step up, get in there and start or get plugged in at any point of these guys going out injured. But yeah, you could definitely see that our middle game, we couldn't stop the run. And then on the other side, we didn't have that great of a running game against Green Bay. I mean,
no, and
Montgomery was doing okay.
We were trying to get those short yardage plays, and they were stopping us. They did a really nice job.
They had Gibbs' number all day.
Yeah. Yep.
They did. Gibbs couldn't get anything going. Montgomery had a couple of nice runs, but Gibbs was they're just stopping him. That's all there was to it. But Tim Patrick stepped up, right?
Yeah.
Laporta was doing well. St. Brown. I mean, everybody else stepped in, and that's what's good about our offense. And that's how many weapons we have. Go ahead. You can take that one away.
No. You're right. Yeah. I thought the Packers gave the Lions everything they had to. They were coming out, they were swinging, they were running the ball. They had that nice deep shot earlier in the game. I think there were a couple throws by Love that he missed that could have really maybe flipped that game. Other than that, I thought they played really, really well. Like you said, they were stopping our running, stopping Gibbs. They really zeroed in on him. But like you said, we just have too much firepower. You can't really stop our offense. You got to just hope that we're going to turn the ball over, or you can get to Goff. That's really it. And getting to Goff, the only way you're going to be able to get to Goff is if we're down one or two linemen. If we have all of our guys, good luck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're tough to plan for. Good news is coming into this week, I heard the injury report today, and it looks like we're hopefully getting some guys back. A lot of guys have limited practices today, or it'll be practicing tomorrow. So that's going to help because we got a slobber knocker on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how this game's going to go. You can break down the numbers all you want. I think we're 2.5 point favorites. The over under is 54.5. Which I think is kind of interesting because you could easily say this game could be a 34-31 type of game, even more than that especially after seeing what the Bills did last week with the Rams, 44-42.
Josh Allen
But
was
I
a
think the
beast
Bills
last
got
week.
exposed last week. I think they got exposed a bit. They gave up 44 points to a very creative offense, and the Lions are just as creative and just as potent, if not more.
The Bills' defense did not look that great last week.
No. No.
Offense,
No, I think the Bills are like
great.
19. What's that?
I said the offense looked great because they almost came back and won that game, but the defense. But
Yeah.
I will give one of those touchdowns. It was not the defense problem. There was the blocked punt that the Rams took back for a touchdown. So
yeah,
and I
You
mean,
get those
still put up
special teams
44
plays, yeah.
points, so I take that one away. But my initial gut is one. It's a heavyweight fight. You got two powerful offenses. I don't know why this is just my gut feeling. I don't see a high scoring game.
No.
I don't know why. I think both teams know that their offenses are going to come out swinging, and I know we're injured on the defense. Bills defense last week didn't look that great. To me, it just seems one of these feelings that it's not going to be this high scoring game. I could be completely wrong. This is just my gut feeling, and that's why I don't bet on these games because I'm always wrong. But
that's why I brought up the over/under because Vegas is not looking at it like a.
That's not much. 50 points is not a lot at all.
Yeah, they're looking at it like a 30 to 24 or like a 28, 26. You know what I mean? Type of game where it's going to be like in the 2.5. That might as well be a pick 'em. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think both sides could probably produce a turnover or two. And the only thing is that I find that's hopeful for the Lions is that the Bills, they're not good at stopping the run. So the Lions should be able to control the clock. Yeah. And hopefully that's kind of like the difference in this game. But Josh Allen is, like Sean McVay said from last week, he's an alien. I mean, he is just he is so good.
He's a stud. That's just what he is, right?
Yeah,
so
he is.
It's going to be it'll be a fun game to watch. I'm really excited to see.
And you know what? This is a great test for the Lions. Like this could be obviously a Super Bowl matchup.
Yeah, exactly.
This is an elite quarterback who can do everything. Like this is a great test for them.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game to watch. I'm already getting stressed. I'm already I'm jacked up and I'm already nervous already. Right? I mean, fuck. Let's go. I can't wait.
I know. Yeah. I kind of looking at I know I'm going to get stressed out when the game starts, but like right now I'm kind of looking at it like, okay, the Lions, and I hate saying this, but the Lions, it's like almost like, okay, you guys are due to lose at some point. If you can get it out of the way now and rebound, you know what I mean? Maybe this can light a fire in their ass if they need it. I mean, they really don't need it. I'm just kind of hypothetically saying.
If you're going to lose another game, this is the game to lose.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of look at it like the Lions can't afford to lose this game as long as I just don't want them to get embarrassed or get exposed or something like that.
Yeah.
And hopefully it just doesn't cost us the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
But, I'm actually picking the Lions to win. I think they are going to win this game.
Yeah. And it's at 4.
It's going to be a close one.
Yeah. It's going to be a close. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to a field goal again or, some type of a turnover game. Turnover wins the game at the end. Right. So. It's going to be a close one. No blowouts on either side. You brought up what I wanted to get in transition into. You wanted to mention Campbell. The criticism. And he did take a lot this week. What are your thoughts on what he's doing with these, Dan Gamble? What are your thoughts, right? I mean, we talked about this last year. Let's talk about it again this year, right?
Well, first of all, you can't hear my 3-year-old crying, can you?
No.
Okay, good. Because he's screaming bloody murder because I think my oldest is putting him to bed.
Oh, jeez.
So I just want to make sure nobody can hear that. Anyways, you know what? The NFL is a progressive league, right? Like, if you want to make it, like, obviously you need to have an elite quarterback, good defense, blah, 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 all these things. But there's an element of being progressive, and I think Campbell is playing his own game, and he's playing it progressively. Like he's kind of setting the tone. He's setting the rules.
Yeah.
He's doing his thing, and I respect it. And I think it builds confidence with his team, and it's working. I mean, they're 12-1. He's got a 2-1 playoff record. You know what I mean? He's won a division for a team that hasn't won one since 93, whenever it was,
right?
When it was the freaking NFC Central.
Yeah.
So I'm totally good with it. I mean, like I can't sit here and complain until it, like, I guess, costs us big, but I'm good with it.
And that's what I said earlier. I'm along for this ride. I think people are used to playing it safe in the NFL. When you look at a lot of these other teams, the Chiefs, the Bills, right? You don't see them doing these kind of gambles out there on the field. This is Dan Campbell. It's not going away. I don't care. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, we should have kicked a field goal. We shouldn't be doing this on our own 30-yard line." Yeah, I get it. Right? We're gonna live and die by this. This will be. We will win or lose a Super Bowl because of a gambling decision from Campbell. I really think that's going to happen.
You think you do?
Because he's always gambling, right? I mean, he doesn't play it safe. This is what it is. I think the city, I think the fans, they need to get behind this, right? And no matter what you and I say, the biggest thing is the team is behind it. Goff was over there telling him, "I want to go for it on 4th and inches." At the end of the game, they were like, "Let's just kick the field." They want to do is they are playing for Dan Campbell, and they are going out there, and they are all on board on making these decisions on going for it. So people have to get used to it. He's not going to change. This is the way it is, right? We thought last year that, we got a little bit better of a defense. Maybe we won't gamble as much and go for it on 4th down. Nope. Defense was upgraded this year. Let's take away the injuries that we have right now.
Yeah,
defense was upgraded, and we are still going for it on 4th down.
Yeah.
This is what it is. You either got to get behind it. I can understand. I don't even agree with 100% of the calls that he makes on these 4th downs. It doesn't matter. He's going for it. So complain all you want. This is what it is, right?
Right. Yeah, no coach is perfect. They're not going to get everyone right. And, it's kind of like I kind of compare it to the tush push. Like that was a weapon for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Like if you look at it, like instead of playing with 3 downs, you're playing with 4 downs, as long as it's like a 4th and short type of situation. And that's kind of what the Lions are doing. And that's a weapon. You know what I mean? It's keeping your offense on the field a little bit longer. It's keeping their defense on the field longer. What's that?
Lost you.
Did I cut out?
Yeah, all good. You're back.
All right. I don't know where you guys lost me, but I was just saying, like, it's a weapon. Like it keeps their defense on the field longer, keeps your offense on the field longer. And if you can use it to your advantage, having 4 downs instead of playing with 3, like, so be it. And I think you're going to see other teams start to do it more.
I think
really
so
do.
Too.
Yeah. It's just the NFL is a copycat league. So, what will they do moving forward after more teams kind of catch on to that and have to game plan for that? And so it is what it is.
It is what it is. That's just Dan Campbell. He's here to stay. He's not changing for anybody.
Nope, definitely not. He just wants to go for it, get out of there, and then go home and have a couple Bud Lights.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go be classless drinking wine out of the bottle.
Yeah, whatever, man. Just keep winning. We're good with it.
All right. Should we get into some of our lists here?
Yeah, let's cap off the night with some fun lists.
Yeah, let's go. Okay. What do you want to do? You want to do our top 5 quarterbacks, stud and dud? We're going to end with power rankings. We know that. We're going to end with. So
we'll cap it off. Yeah, we'll finish it off. Conclude with the power rankings. We'll bring our guest speaker on.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? Stud or dud or top 5 quarterbacks? Your call.
Let's do the top 5 quarterbacks. I'm kind of excited to get into that one.
Okay. So we did have you guys go on, give us your top 5 quarterbacks. The stipulations for ours were in your lifetime. So Dad, if you want to go on, I know you can pull up the 1900 quarterback if that was your favorite. And list him. And we know that because we were able to see all these guys play. Whereas I get Staubach and Bradshaw. These guys were all great. I didn't see them, right? Not that I got to see all these guys play every week, but that was kind of it. And retired. You got to be retired, so no current players. That's
Okay.
kind of where we left our stipulations at. So if you guys want to go on, give us your top 5 quarterbacks. Go ahead, do that. I'm sure we'll do a current top 5 quarterback list at some point, but this one was fun to do. So,
hey, do you have, before we get into get into number 5, do you have a couple honorable mentions before, like maybe that were close that didn't make the list? I know I'm kind of throwing a curveball at you, but do you have a couple that maybe didn't make your list, but
yes,
you wouldn't mind?
I do. And do you want me to give them to you now, or you want to go afterwards? Because now you know who's not in.
Give me yours now. Give me your honorable mentions now. I'll give you mine, and then we'll start from the start at 5.
Okay, so the 2 that I have, John Elway and Dan Marino are my honorable mentions. Dan Marino would be in there. I didn't put him in because he didn't have a ring. That was my reason for him not making it. Otherwise, he has a ring. He's in.
Okay, no, that's I totally get that.
And I was talking to somebody at work about this, and if any other position, I don't think a ring necessarily matters.
Right.
Because like a receiver, a linebacker, running back, safety, whomever, I don't think a ring is important to make a top list. But I do for a quarterback, because you are involved in every single play. You command this offense. You command the team. You are in control on every single down. So that is where I drew my line, is a ring is going to get you into my top list.
Yeah, I think it's like with head coaches too. I think you're judged based on playoffs and championships and stuff like that, right, for sure.
But if you look at a position player like Calvin Johnson, for a reason, I don't see why there's any reason he couldn't be in the top 5. No ring, but I don't think that he is any less deserving than like Jerry Rice or Randy Moss, who have, been to the Super Bowl and whatnot. But it's the quarterback that controls the entire team. That is my thought on it.
Right. In Calvin's case, and we know firsthand, it wasn't his fault that they couldn't win.
Right. So, all right, your honorable mentions.
All right, yeah, I got a few. Drew Brees, who's really good. Troy Aikman, Brett Favre, Steve Young. I almost snuck Steve Young in because I think he's like a little underrated. And Andrew Luck. I loved Andrew Luck, and I know he didn't play a long time. They just did him dirty in the way they kind of set that team up around him. But I was a huge Andrew Luck fan when he came out. So. But yeah, those are some of my honorable mentions. Okay. So those did not make the list.
All right.
But all right, let's start at your number 5.
All right. So my number 5, Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman.
Couple of he didn't put up a lot of stats, but he knew how to command the team. He led that team back from so many in so many fourth quarter comebacks. He was like one of the all time doing that. 6 Pro Bowls, Super Bowl MVP. He's my number 5.
Okay. Yep.
Who do you
can't argue with the success that they had. The Cowboys, man, back then just had an ultimate complete team. They were so good.
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
everything: coaching, defense, running the ball, offensive line, receivers. Yeah. All right, my number 5 is Dan Marino. I got to give a shout out to my Uncle Tommy because he was a huge Marino fan, and I remember he talking about Marino. I'm like, who? Like, I don't like. Why don't you like somebody from the Lions? And I started watching Marino play.
Yeah.
And if Marino had like a defense and a running game back then, he probably would have won.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he has so many records. He was a 9-time Pro Bowler, 3-time first team All Pro, 5-time passing yards leader, 84 MVP. He did play in a Super Bowl. I think it was in 84.
Yeah.
And lost it. But after that, like they were just pretty much one and dones. They would make the playoffs.
They said he had one of the strongest arms out of any quarterback.
He had like that super fast sidearm release. He would keep the ball, like the ball would stay low, but he just had he had a gun, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's my 5.
All right. My number 4, I got Steve Young.
Yeah.
Yep. He just, a couple quick stats on him. He led passer rating 4 seasons in a row. Out of that, 6 out of 8 seasons, and he has 2 MVPs, couple Super Bowls, right? So I got him at my number 4. He was fun to watch. He had a lot of talent. That team was really good.
Yeah, you know, with Young, I think he gets overlooked because obviously he was Montana's backup for a while, which is weird. And then I think he actually played in the USFL for a while too.
Okay.
So his NFL career was kind of cut in half. But like when he did play, I mean, he was an absolute stud. And then another thing he would do too is I think he had like 4,000 rushing yards too.
Yeah,
So, like,
he could run. Yeah,
he could run. He was a left-handed quarterback and won a Super Bowl. Yeah, no, he was damn good.
yes, he was.
Yeah.
All right, 4 for
My
you.
number 4 is John Elway.
Yeah, he was tough not to put on the list.
Yeah, and I think it's because he didn't win until later in his career, and he did not have the gaudy numbers that like some of these other guys had. But
Yeah.
I mean, 2-time Super Bowl winner. He played in 5,
Yes,
which that actually surprised me. I didn't realize he played in 5.
I didn't realize he played in so many so early in his career.
Yeah, they got their ass kicked in those first 3.
Yeah, he had no weapons. He had no weapons.
Yeah.
He didn't get the weapons until they did the back-to-back Super Bowls in the 90s.
When they finally got it together.
Yeah.
Was that with Shanahan as their coach?
Yeah,
Maybe. But he is another guy who could run a little bit too. He had 3,400 rushing yards, 9-time Pro Bowler,
yeah,
Super Bowl 33 MVP, led the league in passing in 93, and then he was 87 NFL MVP. So, yeah, John Elway, number 4.
All right, number 3, Peyton Manning.
Okay, yep.
Guy was a stud. Yeah, 2 Super Bowls with 2 different teams. Right. His football IQ is out of this world. 2 times Offensive Player of the Year, 2 times passer rating leader, 5 times MVP, Super Bowl MVP. Able to read this was my favorite thing about it. Able to read a defense. He would go up to the line of scrimmage with a handful of plays that he would choose from based off what he could see from what the defense was showing, and that's where
He was an offensive coordinator out on the field.
Exactly. So that's Peyton Manning, stud.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Now, my number 3 is probably going to be a little controversial. I actually have Joe Montana.
Yeah,
as my number 3.
I don't see. These are all good
I
arguments.
think a lot of people put him as 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I have him as 3. 4-time Super Bowl winner. I mean, you can't deny what he did. 3-time Super Bowl MVP, 8-time Pro Bowler, 3-time first-team All-Pro, 5-time completion percentage leader. He was also a national champion in college for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
He had a 16-7 playoff record. But the thing with him, and this is not a knock against him at all, but those Niner teams were just absolutely just loaded. You know what I mean? They were so good. He's throwing to Jerry Rice. I mean, but
yeah,
he was Joe Cool too. He was also a stud.
Yeah, exactly.
He's always found a way. He was 4-0 in the playoffs, right?
Oh no, we lost him.
Super Bowl. He never lost, so it's pretty amazing. And then he even took the Chiefs to when he left. He took the Chiefs to an AFC title game, and they sucked.
Yeah, he was good. He was good for moving around, going to another team. I think any quarterback that can go to 2 teams and win a Super Bowl is pretty impressive.
For sure. Yep.
All right, my number 2, I have Drew Brees.
Oh wow! Okay,
yeah. So
all right,
Drew Brees. He was the top passer in yards 7 times. It's a lead record. 5,000 plus yard seasons 5 times. No one has ever done more than once. 70% of completed passes 4 times. No other quarterback has done it more than once. Super Bowl MVP, 13 Pro Bowls, 2-time passer rating leader, 2-time Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah,
and a lot of these emotions go into making these lists. Drew Brees was just an absolute stud. And when I was looking up all those stats that he's done things that a quarterback has only done 1 time, he's done multiple times through his career.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
He's had a lot. He had a lot going against him too, because started his career in San Diego for the Chargers, and then got pushed out because of Eli Manning, even though hold on.
Phillip Rivers.
The whole because Eli was actually right, but was it Phillip Rivers? Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And then he went to New Orleans, where New Orleans hadn't won anything at this point, and just completely took that city on his back.
Yes.
And won a Super Bowl. He put up some absolutely gaudy numbers, and he was little. He wasn't like a big guy. He wasn't like Peyton Manning size or You know what I mean? He was like 6 foot, 190 pounds. He had a great arm, accurate, and just could really command a team. So that's Drew Brees is a good one.
Who do you got?
Number 2, I have Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Pretty much for the reasons that, you listed. Another thing, he was 14-time Pro Bowler. He set records in 2013 for TDs in the season with 55 and yards,
right, yeah.
5,477.
Dude, that team in the 2000s when he had Marvin Harrison and who was Edgerrin James was running back. Who was the other receiver?
Oh, you know what? I know you're thinking of it. I can't remember his name.
Damn it. Anyways, yeah, that team was.
Yeah, they had who's the tight end too? Dallas Clark.
Yeah, I think so.
Am I getting them mixed up? Who was their tight end that they had that was really good too?
I don't know. Now I'm drawing a blank.
I think it's Dallas. I think it was Dallas Clark. I'm trying to remember. Jeff Saturday.
Yeah. That team was.
They had a good teams, and he, like you said earlier, he was one guy that won a Super Bowl with two different teams. Yeah. So, that's my number 2.
Number 1, I don't think is going to be hard for anybody to really guess here, but
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Scott Mitchell. I'm out.
It's funny you had that because I actually have Eric Kramer as my number 1.
I think I'm gonna assume that we both have the same. Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Again, the football IQ was amazing. I think he was so competitive. He was more prepared than anybody. He wasn't the most athletic person on the field. Couldn't run the ball very much, but was the smartest guy on the field. Came prepared every single game. And one thing, he had so much success with non-big name players, right? There was always that joke when he was playing, like, the Patriots draft a Walmart cashier who's going to lead the league in receiving yards, right? And then they go get another Walmart cashier. I mean, he did have that 1 year with Randy Moss, but that's just 1 year. And then 2 different rings with 2 different teams. This was a crazy stat to me. It's 17 healthy seasons where he played all season, right?
Yeah.
9 of those, he went to the Super Bowl. And 8, he did not make it to. So out of the 17 healthy full seasons he played, he spent more time in the Super Bowl than not making the Super Bowl.
If he was playing, there was more than a 50-50 chance he was going to make the Super Bowl.
Mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing.
He's a fucking stud.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? You can't deny that, man. You really can't. I have him at number 1 too. And I think what really just clobbered it home too is he also went to the Bucks and won. You know what I mean? And just I am the best. There's no doubt. I mean, we really kind of knew before, but to go to the Bucks and win too, 15-time Pro Bowler, 35-13 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And he had some gaudy numbers too.
He did.
Yeah. Just 5-time Super Bowl MVP, 3-time NFL MVP, 3-time first team All Pro, led the league in TDs 5 times, 4-time passing yards leader. I mean, he just he's the best, and it's not even close.
No,
it's really
it's not even close. No, I agree.
Yeah.
So there's our top 5 quarterbacks.
Can I ask you something really quick? Just to throw this out too. All right, let's say we could add current players to the mix. Where would you put Mahomes? Where would you put Mahomes in this list? Would you put him in here just yet?
In a top 5, I mean, it would be really hard not to.
Yeah.
He's got 3 rings. He's done it in a short period of time. He does make amazing plays. He also is really smart out there. He doesn't put up gaudy numbers. But that was kind of my thing with Troy Aikman, right? Aikman didn't put up the gaudy numbers, but he was still able to command a team and lead the team. So yeah, I mean, I think there's a solid argument for Mahomes to be in there.
Yeah.
That's
I completely agree because when I was doing this list, I was thinking of him quite often, and he's not even 30 yet, right?
Right.
He's gonna get another ring or 2 at least.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. You know what I mean? So
he's got 3 already so far, so he's gonna be possibly ahead of Montana at some point. I don't think he's gonna catch Brady.
No, that's a crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just curious because I think with him that gets overlooked is how he's able to improvise with, you know what I mean, and just
he can take control of the game when it needs to be taken control of. So
yeah,
that's that.
He's fun to watch. I like watching Mahomes.
Yeah. So everybody, go give us your top 5 quarterbacks.
Yes, please do.
Let's hear it is, and then we're gonna go right in. Let's just get right into the power rankings. So we ready? Is our special guest available?
Well, do you want to do stud and dud?
Oh yeah, stud and dud. That's right, stud and dud.
Let's get our stud and duds, and then I'll bring in our special guest for our power rankings. All right, give me your dud, Mike.
My dud is it's a strange one. It's not necessarily a person. It's just I don't really know who it's. Let me just say it. The Lions ticket prices for this Sunday game, on top of them upping the season ticket prices for next year. It's out of control. You can't even go. You and I couldn't even go to the game this Sunday without dropping a G plus, right? And that's just to do your basic Sunday, right? That's to walk in the door, do some tailgating, pay for parking, have a couple beers, have a bite to eat. I mean, we're spending between the two of us, we're over, and not you're almost at $1,000 a piece. Right, $500 to get into the game, $70 for parking, $100 on plus on tailgating stuff, plus what you get inside the state. I mean, you're talking $600, $700, $800 day each. It's insane.
Yeah,
that's my. I don't know who to blame, but it's the ticket prices.
It might be cheaper for us just to start going to away games.
It really.
Like, seriously.
We went to Arizona. What we spent maybe. Let's just call it $1,000 a person for the whole trip. That includes food, games, going out, doing everything, and 4 days on vacation. Yeah. I'll be on the road next year again because that's my dud. So again, I don't really know who to blame for that. I mean, I get it. I get the market is like that. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, Mr. Ticket Pricer man, you're the dud.
Yes, dud.
Dud.
Who do you got?
I got Teddy Bruschi. I think after his comments about Dan Campbell, he might have had too many brewskis. I don't know where he was coming up with that. I don't know if he's seen the Lions' record and what they did in the playoffs last year and where this team has been for the last 50 years and to see where they're at now.
Yeah.
It's mind-boggling that you can go on the air and say that. I'm trying to look at it from his perspective. He had Bill Belichick as his coach forever. Guy has no personality and, just won, but it was very calculated. I just thought the comments about him saying that he would like him, Dan Campbell, as a teammate, but don't put him on my sideline. I would think that was pretty close as exact quotes. And I just thought it was incredibly dumb. It just, has he seen our record? What's that?
Has he seen our record?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're 12-1 right now. We're going to lock up the 1 seed and then we're going to run through the playoffs again.
Has he seen that we're averaging like 17.5 point differential per game against teams? Did he check that?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Obviously not.
You can go ahead and you can be as safe as you want over there. No, I'll stick with I have Campbell on my sideline any day.
Oh, yeah. We've been dying for a winner. We finally got one.
Exactly.
And somebody we actually like.
All right. My stud for the week, I'm going with just pretty simple. Tim Patrick. Stepped up, got a first couple touchdowns of the season. Really stepped up when we needed when our running game wasn't there for us against Green Bay. I think it was 6 out of 7 catches to him and 2 touchdowns. Stud
for sure. Oh. You know what? It's really good that because we were so worried about that other receiver position, like that last receiver option, and he's been incredible. Like he's just been so clutch. He's made some downfield catches. He's really stepping up. He's really played really well. He's like very reliable. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's a good one. Who do you got? Yeah. All right. So I know I told you earlier I was gonna do Jake Bates and I'll give him an honorable mention, but I am gonna give it to Chris Fetter. Okay. I mean, hey, he won that award. He just deserves it. Yeah, I thought that was very deserving. Even though I thought maybe AJ should have got manager of the year too, but I'm also not super I kind of get why because Vogt won it, right? Stephen Vogt, right? Manager of the year. But it's good that the Tigers get some love, and Freder definitely deserves it because of what he's been able to do, this pitching staff, and that's going to carry us moving forward. And hopefully, God forbid we don't lose him anytime soon, because that guy's really worked wonders with this organization. So that's my stud. I still got love for Jake Bates, but yeah.
Hey, you gave him the honorable mention. It's all good.
That's it.
All right.
You ready to get into our power rankings?
Let's do it. Let's end this on a good note
with
with power rankings.
All right.
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's up, Miles?
My son, he's going to come in and co-host with us.
Yeah.
All right.
So what's up? How's it going, man?
What's up, Miles? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just happy to be on here.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Miles, okay, so you were going to go back up 5-5-5, all the way through?
Yeah. All right. Got you.
All right. Who wants to go first? Mikey, you want to start us off? We'll go Mike, Miles, and myself.
Yeah, good, because I'm already ready to piss off this little kid. I'm coming in number 5, Chiefs, as my power ranking. I knocked them down. They dropped down. All right. So it makes sense as the list goes on, but I knocked them down. Plain and simple as they just keep winning these one possession games. And not that I think that you need a blowout game, but I think they are just so close. I understand they're 12-1. I just don't see that their offense is explosive as it once was. I still recognize they're 12-1, just like we are. I think these one possession games, these really close games against teams that are not that they should be beating up.
Go lay down. Sorry, the dog.
What's up, Arlo? And that's why I put the Chiefs at 5.
Okay.
Boo.
Yeah,
that's a bad ranking, really bad.
There was an interesting stat I heard not that long ago that
they're ranked at 4 across the national news, so I didn't really move them that far.
Hey, I'm gonna make a lot of people mad right now about this statement, but the Chiefs are three-peating. I don't care what anyone says.
Are you sure he's your son?
Let's go, Dad.
I've tried to talk to him and talk some sense to us. He just doesn't understand the pain and suffering.
No, he doesn't.
How awesome this Lions run is to us finally. So
exactly.
All right. Yeah, it is
Miles, who you got at 5?
All right, so I got the Vikings at 5.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Because, I just don't think they're a talented team. Like, what's their record? Like 11-2?
Yeah.
All right, but I just don't think that they're as talented as the other teams, like the Bills, like the Eagles, Lions, and Chiefs. They're just not as talented.
I completely agree with that.
I just don't see talent.
Yeah, right.
Like Sam Darnold, I think he's been playing really good this year, but
I don't know. It's hard for. I know everyone calls them frauds, but you keep winning games. So how fraudulent are you?
Right. Yeah.
I really like Justin Jefferson on the team. I think that
he's the best receiver in the league.
Yeah, best receiver. It's not even close.
Yeah. No, I agree. He does things that nobody else can do. He's in a league of his own, and they got a good defense. The only thing is I like their coach O'Connell. I just don't trust him yet. And I know he's kind of still young and stuff, but he doesn't have the experience yet in the playoffs yet. I think he's been there once and they lost.
Yeah, I think I had them losing in the first or second round. I don't think the other teams that I'm about to rank, they're probably going to make it past second or third round.
Get playoffs. That. All right, cuz, what do you got? Number 5.
Number 5, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Nice, good choice.
Yeah, they're you look at what they do. They don't win they don't win pretty, but things they do well. They're 9th in rushing. They're 4th in stopping the run, so they're able to control the clock. They're well coached. I love Mike Tomlin. You can say what you want about Russell Wilson, but he has won.
Definitely having a better year than he had in Denver.
Yes, for sure. And I think they're built because of their defense, and you got players like TJ Watt. I think they're built to make a postseason run, but their remaining schedule is absolutely brutal. They got to go to Philly this week. at Baltimore. Then they have home against KC. And then they got to play home against Cincy. And Cincinnati is a very feisty team, too.
So these are all playoff games for them for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, that's brutal. I mean, they're 10-3 right now. I mean, if they can come out of that 2-2, I think they're looking good. But I would not want to play them in the playoffs.
No.
That's why I got to.
Good choice.
Yep.
All right, number 4. I have the Vikings at number 4. All the same reasons that you guys mentioned. They just keep finding ways to win. I know it was later in the game they ended up blowing out Atlanta Falcons, but their offense is just there. They keep putting up points week in and week out. That's why I got them at 4. So,
yeah, the Vikings, they are they're feisty, man, and like to make Sam Darnold be like almost an MVP caliber player.
Yeah, it's
at this point, I know he's got Justin Jefferson, but that's a well-coached team.
Yeah.
I mean, Sam Darnold's always been like a backup quarterback type player his entire career.
Yeah, that's what he was supposed to be this year. So,
yep.
All right, Miles, who you got number 4?
All right, number 4, I got the Eagles.
Okay.
Because I really like Jalen Hurts. I really like the tush push. That's probably one of my favorite plays in football. And Jalen Hurts,
it's effective.
And Jalen Hurts, he's on my fantasy team. So,
there it is. There it is. That's where it comes in. That's what it is.
All right, you got to show love to get the good juju.
Yeah, that's right.
I really, and we obviously seen what Saquon Barkley's doing. He's an MVP caliber player.
Yeah, he's having a hell of a year.
Every single game, he's just dominating, and he's averaging about 120 yards a game. Rushing.
It's impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
He's on pace to break Dickerson's season, but I mean they play 17 games now compared to but he's really good.
And I like AJ Brown also, and I also like Devontae Smith, and I just like a lot of the Eagles players, and I hate their coach. That's one thing I'm going to say. I absolutely hate their coach. What's his name?
Sirianni.
Nick Sirianni.
Yeah, I hate Nick Sirianni.
All right, guys, who you got for 4?
4, I actually have the Buffalo Bills. Last week was kind of eye-opening to me because I had them at 2 the week before, but I think they kind of got exposed defensively last week. I think McVay and Stafford and the Rams really kind of showed us something.
Yeah.
I still think they're good. Josh Allen, if you have an elite quarterback like that, I mean, they're the ceiling is super high still for you. But they're 19th in stopping the run. I don't think that's not going to play well into this week against the Lions. They did clinch their division already, so you're kind of wondering maybe last week was a letdown. They after beating the Chiefs and the Niners, maybe they were due for a letdown. But
for sure.
Well, we'll see what happens with them after this week. So I got the Bills at 4.
All right. My three, I'm going with the Eagles.
Okay.
Again, I mean, really not much more to say. We already kind of hit on everything with the Eagles. They're having a great season. They could be a problem for us, right? We're gonna see them in the playoffs more likely, unless we get lucky and they get knocked out. But yeah, Eagles at 3.
If the Lions have to go, let's say it is the Lions and Eagles in the NFC title game. If we have to go to Philly, I don't like our chances.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But hey, I'll take us up against anybody.
Yep.
All right, Miles, you got it at 3.
I got the Bills at 3.
Okay.
Right. And I think we kind of just went over everything what my dad went over. So what happened? Last week, what was it? It was 48-45. Was it Bills?
I think it was 44-42.
Yeah, Rams. Yeah.
Great game.
Yeah. And their defense, obviously let up a lot of points, way too many points than they should have. But Josh Allen last week, he had such a dominant game. What did he put up, 60 points in fantasy?
Something like that. He had 3 rushing touchdowns and 3 passing touchdowns. Never been done.
6 touchdowns.
Is he the first one to ever do that?
Yeah. And then in the week before, he had a rushing touchdown, a passing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown.
That's right.
Guy's a beast.
Yeah.
But Josh Allen is just such a dominant quarterback. It's almost like he's just playing every position on offense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who you got, cuz?
Got.
What's that, Miles?
How many receiving touchdowns have you got?
I think he's got one. He's got the one, right? Yeah. Which is, yeah. At number 3, I have the Eagles.
Okay. Yeah.
They beat the Ravens 2 weeks ago, and then they barely beat the Panthers. And they got 2 massive games coming up against the Steelers and Commanders. I just wonder if or when the wheels are going to come off like they did kind of last year, kind of hearing chatter.
It's kind of what we're hoping for, right? That they fall apart at the end like last year. Yeah.
Yeah, but, I'm not confident in Sirianni, but, you still can't deny what they're doing with Saquon and their defensive line. Like, when you have those 2 combinations, you're okay. So until I see it, I'm going to keep them at 3 because I do think that they're going to be a problem. Go lay down.
Good.
Go lay down.
Hey, go lay down.
All right. So number 2, I kept the Bills at number 2. I understand they were exposed, but I also think that offense is just so powerful, and that was the reason that I kept them at 2 is that offense, that staying in the game constantly, and then everything else that we've already mentioned with Josh Allen. That was why I kept him at number 2 spot.
Okay.
What do you got, Miles?
All right. I really can't believe I'm about to say this, but you guys are gonna be shocked on what I'm about to say. All right. Even though I'm a Chiefs fan, I'm gonna put him at 2.
Oh, wow.
All right. This is the reason why I put him at 2. All right. It's because if it's every game I watch, it's always close. All right. They always win on their 1-possession drives. All right. Mahomes is not really having a great season, which I'm honestly kind of ticked off about. And he didn't really last season well. It wasn't really his fault because the receivers sucked. But they're 12-1. The record says it. But yeah, I put Kansas City Chiefs at number 2. I just don't know when the wheels are going to come off.
No, those are all good points.
They're just going to start blowing out like the bad teams and actually play some good football and not win off of these like really close games. I'm just
that's kind of where I was. Those are all good points. That's where I was with the lack of the offense I think that they're having this year. But no, I like it. I like that. I like that you didn't just go with your fandom and put the Chiefs at 1.
Rasheed Rice is out, and you obviously got Pacheco coming off an injury.
Yeah.
So hopefully those guys can get healthy and they can start being dominant again because they're just really important parts of this Chiefs offense. Probably the 2 most important parts, if I'm to be honest.
Yeah.
What do you got, Cuz?
Yeah. I have number 2. I have the Chiefs too. I just
you bumped them up from last week.
What's that?
I said you bumped them up from last week.
I did, and it's just because you just can't deny. They just beat another playoff team last week. I know barely. They had to clunk one off the upright to get it in, but you can't deny that they just keep winning. They keep finding ways to win, even if it's 1 score. They still have Pat Mahomes. Yeah, they still have a great defense. And I think my list too. I'm kind of looking at like what teams I think are going to make like the best postseason run. Leading up to the Super Bowl. And I believe if the Chiefs end up with the number 1 seed, which I think there's a good chance of that, I believe they're probably going to make it out of the AFC or at least get to the AFC title game.
Yeah.
Because then they only have to win 1 playoff game at that one point. But
I have no problem dethroning them.
Yeah,
fine.
That'd be if it's the Lions and Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I'm totally good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then I think we can all agree how we're going to round this out. With number 1, with the Lions.
Jaguars number 1, right, everybody?
Jaguar. Oh, Panthers. Panthers number 1.
Panthers. Panthers. Yeah, right. Okay. Bryce Young, man.
No, yeah. Obviously Lions number 1. Dominant offense. 12-1 on the season, and we've kind of talked on all these points throughout the podcast in the last couple weeks. Everybody knows what we're talking about. This team is just so dominant, and if we get our players back from injury, it's only going to get better for us here.
Yep, totally agree. All right, Miles.
All right, so for my number 1 spot, you guys, took the words right out of my mouth.
He's learning.
I'm gonna pick the Jags.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Right. So I was actually thinking about that for a while, and I'm kind of upset that you guys took the words right out of my mouth. But think the Jags are number one because or 2-11.
Okay.
Are we talking about our first round draft picks? That was the number one draft pick.
Yeah, that's another topic.
Yeah.
That's another topic.
Trevor Lawrence says they had them as a number one overall pick, and I really like Travis Etienne and stuff. And,
Okay, all right. Let's get to your true number one. Let's hone it in. Okay.
And I really like Doug Peterson.
Okay. All right. Let's get to your number one.
He's not even. My actual number one is the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, Detroit.
Yeah.
Now look, even though I'm not a Lions fan, I still can't deny what they're doing. Like any fan, honestly, like any sports fan, I can't deny what they're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it. The pain you had to go through for last 50 years or whatever.
Brad Holmes he's listening to what you have to say too.
I get it, like the pain you guys had to go through for the last 50 years, but you guys have a dominant offense. I really like David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, Sonic and Knuckles, and I really like Amon-Ra. I know he loves Amon-Ra.
Oh yeah.
Don't you call him Sun God?
No, that's his nickname.
That's what his name means. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of like Jared Goff. I don't really like him,
Okay.
but I like the Lions team. I think they're good.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
That's
Good.
why I
Good.
put them at number one.
What do you got,
And
guys?
they don't win. If the Chiefs if they always didn't win off these close games, I would obviously put them at number one. But since they always just keep winning with these close games and these one drive possessions, the Lions don't do that, and they have the same exact record as the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
There's been games where the Lions have won by 50 plus points, 30 plus points.
Yeah, they've been dominant for sure this year, and that's my number one too. 11-game win streak.
Yep.
They're getting healthy now. It's starting to set up for them to get that first round bye, be healthy.
Yes.
Home field
and they got
advantage.
so much guys injured, and they're still winning.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, they just won another. They just pretty much put a KO to another really good team. That's 6 wins now over teams over 500. And they're another thing that's says a lot about them. They're damn near unbeatable in primetime games.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the
unbelievable.
record is. I think it's 9-1 or something like that. I don't know, but they really level up when the time is when the time shines for them. So
That's right. Number one Lions. Nice to always put them there the last couple weeks. Can't be mad at
But
it.
another thing is that the Lions aren't going to win the Super Bowl. They're just not.
okay, we'll see about
Well,
that.
yeah, we'll see about that. So,
See about that.
Miles.
You know what? Even though I'm gonna pull up in the Chiefs uniform, but can I still come to your Super Bowl party?
I don't know. You might have to watch it from outside. Might have to put them outside. You can watch through the window.
We'll defrost the window for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's this week's
Thanks
Power
a lot,
Ranking.
Miles, for coming
Miles,
on.
thank you so much for joining us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job. Good job.
Oh, another thing. I wanna be featured on the next podcast.
All right.
Now he's got demands.
Are you guys doing a podcast next week?
We'll see how it goes. But yeah, we'll have you back on for sure. We
have you back
appreciate
on.
it.
All right, yeah, have me back on.
Good job, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Miles.
Okay.
Well, I think that's pretty much going to wrap this week up anyways.
Yep. Yeah, good show.
Yeah. Good show.
Covered a
Everybody,
lot.
thanks for listening.
Yep.
Leave, follow, leave comments, all that good stuff. Give us your top 5 quarterbacks. Give us your power rankings if you want. Thoughts on the Tigers, all that good stuff. And
Yep.
we'll be back, probably next week. Do another episode for